I think I finally figured out why the iPad is so desirable to become a computer replacement by its fanatic fans, myself included, whether you have an 11-inch or 13-inch Pro or an iPad mini. This is the physical representation of less is more. And iPad OS 26 has finally shown me, after months of using it, that this is indeed a Mac or computer replacement for virtually everybody, and for my use case, 95% of all the things that I do. Before I talk about my iPad first minimalist desk office setup, I want to talk about the iPad itself and why it's so attractive. Because it is by far the most versatile device that Apple makes, and it's not even close. Whether you have it docked to the Magic Keyboard with the trackpad, or to the studio display, or you have it as is, whether you're sitting at your desk, on the couch, at a cafe, or on a plane, your work productivity or consumption doesn't change when it comes to its form factor. You can even use it in portrait mode, landscape mode, upside down. It literally doesn't matter. And you can multitask efficiently with it all the same. So even though I make YouTube content, I'm not gonna actually spend too much time talking about the content creation part, because as you can see, I'm using the Blackmagic camera app as my viewfinder as I record off of my iPhone, and I'm gonna edit this thing in LumaFusion. That's all you need to know. Everything else is going to be universal to everybody, regardless of what your background is. So with those caveats out of the way, let's talk about the studio display and why I like working at my desk with this thing. Because the studio display also acts as my USB-C hub for external peripherals. So whether I have external hard drives or whatever the case is, I can plug this to the display and it extends the display, as well as charge my iPhone or pull more files down. Even though it only has one Thunderbolt port here, you actually get more accessories just by staying within the Apple ecosystem. A little ecosystem hack. Now for the UI itself. I personally have found that I prefer to just use default stock colored apps. I don't want to use the liquid glass. I don't want to use a customized monochrome color. I like seeing the apps and the display in full color vibrancy of it all. And I prefer to even use it in light mode over dark mode, because when I use it in dark mode, I don't have a good sense of depth between the multiple windows I would have open, as to where in light mode, I do have shadowing that helps me find depth within the different applications that I would be working off of. The home screen itself, this is the part where I found continuity between a Mac and an iPad. I have wiped my home screen from all these different widgets, moved them to the widget slider, which I will go over in just a moment, and instead I have put the Files app on my home screen and set the Files app to be my desktop, which is synced to my iCloud, so it goes to my iPhone and, more importantly, my MacBook across all devices all the same. And now I treat my home screen as a type of desktop because it's there. Next to it, I also have a separate widget from my documents folder, and I will go over that in a different video later, but that allows me to access all my documents, also sync to the iCloud. And then I have a dedicated notes widget pinned that helps me track my documents and stuff. So it's how I work off of my productivity between the notes and the Files app. And between those things, I'm able to go through my checklist and get stuff done. And it's synced across all my devices. Nothing changes. With all the widgets that I did have, I now moved it over to its dedicated widget and seamlessly endless scroll, so I can still access all the content that I would normally have, whether I engage with it or I just need to reference something quickly. And everything is just done off of the one home screen, so that's where it becomes a bit more minimal. So I have my widgets tucked away, as do my apps. If I need anything, I do have the app library, but most of the time I would just swipe down on Spotlight and find the app I need from there and go from there. So that's where I have a more minimalist layout on the screen, and it helps me stay more focused. A little iPad only hack that I found works for me, which gives me a type of action button equivalent on the iPhone, is that for my slide over, I use that as my ChatGPT internet web search, so I can pull that out at any point, whether I'm on the home screen, in an app, or doing whatever. And if I need to reference something pretty quickly or look at previous queries that I've put into ChatGPT, I have it right there, and then I swipe it away and it's done. It has the same function as how I treat my action button on the iPhone 17. The reason why I have found the iPad to be the most compelling device for me for the last year, and why I think a lot of people have this curiosity and fascination with iPad, is because we don't really need cables anymore. I'm filming this off of my iPhone 17 Pro using the Blackmagic camera app. I will airdrop that to the iPad and I can edit it from there and then make my thumbnail, upload it through YouTube through either the app or the .com on here. And at no point do I actually need to have cables. And that is desirable because now we're free from our workspaces, no different than having our phone with us, and we can go anywhere and still have the same experience. You get that on an iPad, but with true multitasking support. And the little things that I do miss from Mac, I have found a way to put it on the iPad through widgets. And now I have continuity across all my devices where the Mac is more like a Mac, my iPhone is more like an iPhone, and the iPad is the perfect blend of the two from apps and widgets and professional productivity. What I will say that I miss and I don't do on the iPad, and why it's only 95% instead of a full 100, is Logic, music. I write music, I'm a musician, and I prefer, not even close, having all the ports and peripherals work through my MacBook and having mouse and keyboard to record, write, edit, whatever in Logic, and I haven't found that same seamless experience to be effective for my use case on an iPad. So when it comes to music production, I will go to my Mac for that. But honestly, that's pretty much it. That's what works for me. Yes, the occasional live streams that I would do on this channel will also be done through a Mac, obviously. But for virtually all the content that I do can and does get done on the iPad. All the productivity that I do from spreadsheets and everything else that I do from my other incomes, that is done on the iPad. Everything that I need in 2026 can be found and done on this device, and has shown me now for the last year that this truly is a post-PC or Mac world, and it can get basically everything done effectively, and it's only getting better. There are bugs that I don't like with iPadOS, but I am optimistic, maybe cautiously, that those will get addressed in future updates, because for the longest time now, the iPad has been enough, the iPhone has been enough, the Mac has been enough, and now we just get modernized updates to all these devices. So I'm very optimistic that the iPad is only going to get better as the phone gets better and as the Mac gets better in its own perspective fields that they shine best in. So that's it. Those are my thoughts. That's how I've been using this iPad for the last year, why I love it so much, and why I don't think I'm going to step away anytime soon. For me personally, I like the 11-inch over the 13-inch because I want it to be a tablet first. I do use it in this exact form factor first, touch first, portrait first, and then when I need to be a little bit more intentional with my productivity, I go to landscape and then maybe if need be, dock it to the keyboard and work that way. But all the same, this has been my lifestyle for the last year since owning this device. No regrets. If anything, I look forward to double downing on it in the future, maybe go back to getting cellular and then I can really take it on the go. But for now, I'm here most of the time. I'm able to work off of this thing and I'm hardly ever in a place where there is no Wi-Fi, so this works for me. If you found this video interesting or useful for you and you're thinking about picking up an iPad, you let me know. And also give this video a like, it really helps me out. And I will see you guys in the next one.